Let's continue to work on our NCW clutch. Today we are going to work on the main body of the wallet. So this is the main pattern piece. You will cut out your lining and your exterior pieces from this. Then we're going to attach the second half of our magnetic snap closure, and we're going to put a 5-inch wide slit in the lining, and we will use this for turning our bag right sides out. So here I'm showing you my lining piece with the slit in the center. You will fold it in half lengthways to find the center, and then use a rotary cutter or scissors, whatever you have on hand, to make the opening in the center there. So let's move forward, and we're going to measure up according to the pattern 2.5 inches from the edge. And we're going to take our washer and mark where we're going to place the prongs of our magnetic snap. So we've done this before to put on the snap to the flap, so you can check that out as well. So I'm going to take my seam ripper and I'm going to cut the holes for the prongs. Now that the female part of the magnetic snap is installed onto the exterior body of the wallet, we're now going to move on by adding our flap to the exterior body. Now find the center of your flap by folding it in half and match it with the center of the main body piece. Line those up, and we're going to sew this in place using a 1/8 seam allowance, or you can use 1/4 inch. Make sure that the two snaps are lined up properly so that they will connect where they're supposed to when you've completed sewing your flap. The flap is now attached to the exterior of our wallet. Let's move on by placing our lining piece right side facing, and we're going to pin all around, and we're going to stitch using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now you don't have to leave an opening on this one because we have the slit in the center, which we will be using to birth our bags. This is much easier, I find, and you don't have to worry about having a hole in your bag because it's not going to show when we add our card slot pocket and our zipper pocket. So this is a way to make things easier and faster. So sew all around, and then we will continue. Now use your pinking shears to trim the seam allowance down to about 1/8. It's okay if you don't have a pinking shears. All you'll do is put notches around the curves so that it will turn over and lay neatly. Now let's turn our bag right sides out by putting our hand inside of the hole that we made on the lining and pulling out the flap first. Now be careful, you don't want to rip the hole any further than it is, and you don't want to scrunch up your flap too much. So take your time and birth the bag at After you've ruled out all your corners, you will press your bag flat. And now we're going to add a piece of foam. This step is optional. You don't have to if you don't want to. The piece of foam I'm using is 8 inches by 8 inches. I'm going to fold it in half to make it easier to fit through the hole. And then I will put it in and open it out so that it is flat. Make sure the sides of the foam matches up with the size of your flap, because you will have to fold those sides in and stitch later on in the series. If you're enjoying this series and gaining value from this tutorial, please remember to give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please do so, and you can share with your bag making friends. You can fold up your wallet and just to test to see if the magnetic snaps are in the correct position and that they meet each other where they're supposed to. Now you open up your body of your bag and we're going to top stitch all around, and this will also hold the foam in place. So now take it to your sewing machine and sew along using a 1/4 or a 1/8 seam allowance. You can follow along the instructions on your pattern scroll and use the seam allowance that is suggested there. If you have any tips and tricks for making an NCW wallet that you would like to share with us to make this process easier, you can do so in the comments section. In my next tutorial, I will show you how a pretty simple way that I find to make the card slot pockets for the wallet. So this is what we have. We've completed adding our flap to the main body of the bag and adding some foam interfacing. So please stay tuned for the next half of our bag making journey. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you in the comments.